with the grand final in the Play RaidCall Cup number 2, obviously featuring League of Legends and Fnatic RaidCall in the grand final. Could you ask for more? We've had some amazing games so far. We've had some epic matches coming through. And Fnatic featuring Darius in the previous game. And I'm led to believe Shushay nommed quite a lot of people. So let's see whether or not they can do it this time round. Jax and Urgot have been removed from the pool. Acer will be second picking. Fnatic will be first picking this time round. And we're just waiting for the bans to go through. Not a whole lot more to say, unfortunately. This is going to be a best of 3. Teams are playing for 500 bucks and Riot points, guys. There is RP on the line. Make sure you let everybody know that the grand final is happening. I'm going to double check right now whether or not we are actually going to be quadra streaming the final. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm waiting on the admins to let me know exactly what's happening, but for the time being, Jax, Irelia, Urgot, and Cassidy have all been removed from the pool. And I wonder if we're going to see a Darius ban. Morgana is still available. Shen is still available. There are so many strong champions still in the pool. Ari has been removed. So that means Shen or Morgana are still there. And I think one of them is going to be the final ban. I don't see them banning Darius. I just don't see it, because you allow a team, you know, it's going to be split. One team will get Shen, one team will get Morgana, potentially. I don't really know who on Fnatic would actually play Shen, though, so let's see if it is going to get locked in. Morgana was the final ban. Karthus is still available as well, and it is going to be Shen, so at the very least, we can predict how the champions are going to be selected and picked and locked in. But they do take away Twisted Fate and Ashe, so that means Xpeka, he doesn't get his TF, and Lamia is unable to run around with the Frost Archer. Now we're busy waiting to see exactly what happens in the remaining picks. So we do see a Nocturne being locked in, so we can assume that Cyanide's going to be rocking out with Nocturne in the jungle. And Shushay will most likely be wearing the energy-based Ninja in the top lane. But I don't know 100% certainly. So flicked over to Soraka. We've watched Fnatic several times in the last few weeks, or in the last week or two. And Felox, he has come over from Logix. He's the 6th man on behalf of Fnatic, and been playing really strong, really well. His Soraka play is in particular of very good caliber. I've watched literally saving lives over and over with that wish. And this is interesting because we could see Cyanide picking up Darius in the jungle, or we could see it being given to Shushay in the top lane. Either are viable, because Shen and Darius, they can go either way. And I think it's going to come down to whether or not, depending on who Acer want to put in that top lane. So 2 picks are remaining for Fnatic. We do see a Janna-Ashe combo on the bottom lane. That's going to be for Team Acer. And who is the carry? Who is Lamia going to play? We've seen him playing Graves in the past. And Graves Soraka wouldn't be too bad. A little bit passive, of course. They don't necessarily have the crowd control to lock anybody up or put enough pressure on them. And I think if I'm going to make predictions, I think we're going to see Cyanide playing Shen in the jungle. And I think we're going to see Shushay in the top lane with Darius, the executioner of Noxus. Bottom lane looking like it's going to be a Graves Soraka pick. And I think I've seen Lamia playing more Graves than I have seen him playing Corki. So my assumption would be that's going to be his preference. And of course, we don't know for certain. If he does not take Corki, we're not going to see a Corki, sorry, because Dota Pro will be playing Ashe this time round. We only see the lock-ins, waiting 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Xpeka is going to be running Karthus. And that's a little bit scary to me, because Twisted Fate is going to be able to lock him down with that gold card and then throw out those wild cards. So once Overpower is able to get up some ability power and get up some items, there's a lot of kill potential against Xpeka in that mid lane. So we definitely see some counter picking. We can definitely see Acer. We haven't seen them playing Ashe or Twisted Fate this evening. But we do know that the Fnatic players are particularly strong with those champions. XPK winning knocking out SK Gaming from Tuesday's DreamHack qualifier using a Twisted Fate in a great backdooring strategy. So the final pick, 760, is going to determine who he wants on his team. Who is he going to pick to defeat Darius? And Yorick is going to be a good choice. Yorick has the sustain with Angry, Stinky, and Hungry. Xenon, if you're tuning in and listening, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's Angry, Stinky, and Hungry. It's, of course, the Omen of War, the Omen of Pestilence, and the Omen of Famine. We do need to see it being locked in, and that it is being locked in. So teams are going to be swapping around the champions now. The last 1 minute before we can determine who's going to be playing. And we've got great synergies across the board here. Let's look at the Fnatic roster really quickly. All right, Fnatic at the moment, you have a lot of global presence. You have Requiem, map-wide loads of damage. You have map-wide Wish to save somebody. And then, of course, you've got the map-wide Stand United coming out from Cyanide. So I think that's going to be very powerful, and it'll be a lot of individual plays followed up by team abilities that'll win that. And what I mean by that is, of course, the strength of Requiem, the strength of Stand United, and the strength of Wish will be comboed on top of either setting up a gank or reacting to a gank. On the flip side, you've got a lot of global, well, not necessarily global, but semi-global Destiny and Paranoia. Let's call it half map once they get it up to rank number 3. The combination of the Paranoia plus the Destiny ganks, and you can combo in the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from Ashe, it's going to be very difficult to get away from a gank. So you've got a very gank-heavy, gank-reliant lineup coming from Team Acer, and then, of course, you've got the global presence coming down from Fnatic. Whether or not either strategy is more powerful, that remains to be seen. And we are into the last 2.5 minutes, so I want to ask chat. We have over 2,000 viewers. Who is going to win this game? This is a best of 3, and we're playing for $500 and, of course, all the right points. So let's get that chat up at the moment. Fnatic or Acer for the victory. I do believe C-Zone is back, so let's get him back on the call. He had to disappear for just a little bit. It was Spooky, Stinky, and Hungry. Thank you, Xenon. I knew I forgot the cue. I couldn't remember what he was. So Xenon Stoic tuned in the background. And C-Zone, welcome back, dude.
Hey, guys. That was quite a lot of work, but it all worked out in the end. And, okay, I've got to look at the bans and picks because I haven't seen them yet.
Well, while you're doing Darius. Yep, Darius is in the pool, but he's going to be facing off against Yorick in the top lane, so I'm a bit nervous for Shushay. He's gone for 15 AD, 13 armor, 12 MR, pretty much an AD page. 760's Yorick. Let's see what he's running at the moment. He's rocking out 15 physical damage, 13 armor, 24 MR. So he's going for the MR per level. And I think that makes sense. You know, coming up against a physical damage champion, you don't really need to stack up all of the armor, for example, or the magic resist flat at the beginning. I do think we're going to throw up a very quick advert break. So when we come back, guys, it is going to be Fnatic versus Acer, game 1 of the grand final. So, adverts are starting. C-Zone, what do you think of the picks and bans so far?
I'm kind of not able to pay all the attention in the world right now. I'm still setting up all my stuff, but... ooh, Twisted Fate. That's cool. I like Twisted Fate. Shen Jungle. Soraka Graves is really strong. Is a really strong lane. Janna Ashe is also a really strong lane, so that'll be interesting to watch. Nocturne, so there's another sort of global. Oh wow, they've got Nocturne and Twisted Fate, so they will be able to turn it into a 4 versus 2. But on the other hand, there is a Shen on the other side who can also make it a 4 versus 3 if it's down bottom.
Exactly. There's a huge amount. I have just gotten an update from Matuz. He's let us know that Shushay went 16-3-18 on Darius in the last game. Thanks for the update, dude. But of course, Darius was against Kennen, who he counters very well. He's got the burst that Kennen just simply cannot stand or cannot survive. Yorick is a bit tankier, and he's got the innate sustain from his Omen of Famine, also known as Hungry. And I think it's going to be a harder fight, a much harder fight for Shushay in that top lane. The game is loading up. Are you able to jump into the spectator slot, C-Zone?
Yes, I've been spectating for a while now. Because
fantastic.
right click.
So sorry about the small thing. Do not panic. Unfortunately, I did click. So that just means that that's pulling up. So guys, make sure you head over to www.facebook.com/Fnatic. Within 5 minutes of this Game 1 being finished, there is going to be an MVP vote up. And depending on who you think is going to be man of the match, will determine whether or not you can win yourself a Fnatic Slapper bag. So head over there, guys. How are we doing on the loading screen? We should be getting close. Do not panic. Unfortunately, I clicked.
That ash skin looks really cool now.
Alright, so let's just make sure my video is on borderless. And we need to get our overlays up. So we are good to go. Fnatic, they are in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, guys. They are wearing the blue trunks. And they are facing off against Team Acer on the right-hand side of your screen in the red trunks. We've put it to the vote. And the chat seems to think Fnatic should win. But Acer have the better champions, according to what chat thinks.
Well, okay, let's see. Yeah, I guess, I mean, both sides, I think they scale evenly, to be honest. Though Fnatic, I think Fnatic scales a tiny bit better simply because Darius scales somewhat better than Yorick. Yorick does have that ultimate which gives an extra life, or if used, there's two ways to use it. You can either give someone an extra life, or you can get a double character, so that's usually a double 80 carry, which can also be devastating. So that's two ways to use it. So that's like the only thing he has in team fights. Late game, I mean, yeah, he does as much damage as like a Shen or something, but Darius is going to do way more damage. So it'll be very interesting to see the very late game. I'm assuming that we're getting to late game.
What I think
get a very short game.
What I think about that is with regards to the mid game, late game, it's going to be determined by whether or not Acer can get their level 6 to 12 ganks off. Because once, Dota Pro, Zaxxus, and Overpower all have their ultimates, it's a lot of map control, and it's very, very quick. 1v1s all of a sudden becomes a 3v1. Yes, you do have the Stand United from Shen, and of course you've got Wish. But, some very good damage from the Buckshot coming out now. X-Peckers move forward. This may be first blood into Dota Pro. The lay wastes are landing. Dota Pro is going to be flashing through this wall, and a very, very good flash.
Really well planned there by Fnatic. I'm not sure if they actually watched the last game, because in the last game, the Acer guys did go for the contesting of the double golems. And Fnatic was just waiting for it. They made Felix start it and then move away, but they didn't actually even try to go for it. They just sat there waiting for Acer to come in, and they did have that ward, so they did see that coming. Really well done there by Felix.
And what I like about what's scary now for Dota Pro and Erotic do not have any sustain in lane. They've got no heal. They've only got the potions that Dota Pro is already used 2 of. We're 3 minutes into the game, there's like 8 CS on the board, and 2 of the 3 potions are already down. So Dota Pro and Erotic, they're not going to be able to keep doing these exchanges. Lamia and Felix are just going to be able to shut them down.
So right now in the middle, Overpower is actually pushing X-Pecker down all the way towards his turret, and I think we're going to see that a lot between those two, them pushing each other out of the lane.
I may owe Shushay an apology. Take a look on that top lane. I predicted that 760 was going to have a strong lead, and I still think he will once he gains a couple more levels. But the DPS that Darius is able to put down is retarded.
Well, I still don't think he's overpowered. His ultimate is ridiculously overpowered. I'll agree with you on that, but I think he's a bit like Xin Zhao. Good against people that don't know how to play against him. But then Sushi has been doing really well with him. Sushi seems to be a very good Darius player. I think it's a bit of a Sushi champion, to be honest. Very aggressive, very manly, so to say.
Very bursty. Remember, take your mind back a couple of months to when Shusha was really sort of dominating the top line, or when he was playing mid as well. He was playing a lot of bursty AP champions, and those were his sort of preference. I remember him particularly doing so well with the AP cow when it was flavor of the month a couple of months, near the end of last year, and I think it was actually during the DreamHack finals as well, where he really did it, to an impressive standard. While this is not AP burst, it's physical burst. And the playstyle is very, very similar. Avoid damage as much as you can, combo your abilities, and just delete a champion instantaneously.
Yeah, I think he's like the thing that he does that he likes most is playing people that are tanky and burst, and that's pretty much Gragas, Acer, and Darius. So that's probably why he's doing so well with it. And well, I heard he went beast mode last game, got a triple kill with just his ultimate. So he's using it extremely well. There's going to be a gank in the mid, but Overpower flashed away just in time. Really well done there.
Yeah, had that taunt actually landed, it would have been enough to probably pick up that kill because there was no creeps in the way. So those lay waste would have been dealing the double damage as there's only the single target. And unfortunately nothing coming of it. But the farm that Xuxe is missing in this top lane, 9 to 28. Bot lane Buckshot goes out. One more auto attack would have been enough. Cyanide's thinking about the dive. And so lucky to get away with their lives there on their bottom lane.
Yeah, they got really close to killing both champions, but they were able to flash away. And Erotic is going to put down a shield and a tornado, and is then going to recall. Fnatic seem to be putting pressure on the Sarah. I doubt they'll actually take it though, because at this point of the game they cannot roam yet, and there's no real benefit in taking the tower. You only push the lane too far for your own AD carry to farm and make it really easy for the enemy AD carry to farm. They are still pushing though. No, they're just going to push that lane, and now they're going to go back to base. Pushing out the lane is mostly so that there's a few more CS lost by the to the tower, and that's going to put Dota Pro a few extra CS behind.
Now Xuxe is falling very far behind, 12 CS to 38 at the moment. He does have a pretty big wave sitting in front of him, but you know, when you've got a bursty champion that needs to snowball to really do well, it's so difficult to fall behind at this stage in the game already. And of course Acer, I suppose you could call them the champion killers today. They took out Na'Vi, then they took out XHCL. Can they do it a third time? That's what we're watching. 600 gold ahead at the moment. Two very good ganks coming out from Cyanide. Unfortunately, nothing coming from them. Just missing the taunt. Compliments of a very good flash from Overpower. And then in the bottom lane, getting a little bit lucky with the Ashe and Janna. They managed to flash away with next to no health.
So right now, I have to go get some items up. So both supports went back to base, and one of them went for boots here. Oh, actually, there's going to be a gank top, and Acer 760 is going to probably go down. Actually, he's going to get first blood on Xuxe. Wow. That
Compliments of the ignite and all the damage. Xuxe just cannot sustain the damage. Because you got to remember that each of those ghouls, once they summon, they continue to deal damage as well. And there's pretty good burst coming out from that Omen of Famine. 3 points into it at the moment. Omen of Pestilence applies a 25% slow. And it's just... Yorick is a counter to Darius. It's just that simple. You know, the champion versus champion, no matter how good your skill is, unfortunately you're just at a really big disadvantage.
I actually replayed that because I thought that I saw something happen, and I was actually right. Cyanide didn't use his stunt for some reason.
Yeah, the taunt.
Strange.
I think it was on cooldown. He used it to actually get into the lane or move up towards the lane, and there's a fairly high cooldown on that Shadow Dash. So he wasn't able to pull Yorick off Xuxe. We do see a gank in the top lane though. Apprehend pulls 760 backwards. He's got that movement speed buff down. Ignite has gone. Apprehend has already been used. The flash forward followed by a flash in return. Requiem may be able to pick up the kill, and it does. So a very nice comeback there from Fnatic. I had actually forgotten that Akarthus was even on the map.
Yeah, that's what people hate about Karthus, and Overpower taking the Wraiths as the enemy team at the moment. That's always a good thing to do, and it is it's the way that Alexi each gets his ridiculous amounts of farms that he's sort of famous for. So right now Blue is getting picked up, Becca getting get that, and he's going to be a very happy Karthus being able to spam up. And Becca is one of the best Karthus players in the world. So
Xpic is definitely one of the better AP mids out of all of Europe. I mean, he always holds his own. Every single time we watch Fnatic play, he pretty much dominates that mid lane. You know, at the very least, he never loses it, and not, you know, by any margin. He's currently sitting 1-0-0, 84 CS to the 81 of Twisted Fate. So farm-wise, bang on even. But now that he's got that blue buff and he's got several points into his lay waste, he should be able to pick up a few more kills. And he's put a second point into Wall of Pain. So really wanting to go for that very aggressive, you know, the increased slow duration, increased slow percentage rather. as well as the increased magic resist reduction.
It's kind of interesting though that he doesn't have the foul up. I guess it's not very useful this early because obviously you're in a 1v1 situation and the AoE, it's nice, but it's just going to be one person, so it's not really that much worth. Wow, Fnatic actually going to go for a dragon, it looks like.
And that's such a smart move. With the damage over time from Darius, as well as the DPS that Karthus can put down on single target, they're going to be able to melt it pretty quickly. Well, Apprehend does land into Dota Pro. He immediately flashes away. Now Shushay is trying to push forward. He did use his guillotine there, but was unable to pick up a kill. And the Wall of Pain looked like it was going to slow. A flash forward, buckshot collateral damage, but the Summoner's Heal saves Dota Pro. And wow, wow, wow. Now Twisted Fate is using Destiny. That was looking for vision. I didn't actually see, did Dragon get picked up by Fnatic?
Yes. It did get picked up by Fnatic, and they do get another kill. Ooh, the arrow almost hitting. If that arrow had hit, nah, they probably wouldn't have died, but that'd be some damage. Top tower does get taken though, and that does give a bit of map control, especially considering it's around the Baron area. That will be very useful later on. Thing is, Zelda lane is going to push towards Shushay, and Shushay is going to be able to free farm unless Acer is able to freeze the tower at his freeze the wave at his tower. At the moment, he's pushing it out though, so. I don't know if the tower at that point was already worth it, but tower does pretty much compensate for Dragon.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It balances out the gold difference. The thing, you made a very, very good point though. Now Shushay is going to have a little bit of space to free farm. Take a look, Cyanide is farming up the lane. Shushay's down taking the double golems, or at least he took the double golems, now he's recalling. And, you know, it would have been better, I think, if 760 had just farmed the lane up, denied the experience and denied the gold, and then forced Shushay to come back into the lane, you know, under leveled. He's 2 levels behind, under farmed, and he would have been able to take control of the lane even harder. Now he's just given bottom lane, or top lane rather, the ability to safely chill back once the lane falls back to their side of the map.
So right now, Overpower is actually going to be putting loads of pressure on the mid tower. Mid tower is already far below half health. It's actually at a quarter health right now. It's about 660 HP. And that's just going to be one push from Overpower to take down the tower. Shushay is ganking bottom. Dota Pro getting apprehended, and they are going to kill him. Oh wow, great ultimate animation again. I love that animation so much.
And it did actually reset. It did reset as well. So very, very strong. And I like the way Shushay is playing at the moment. You know, it was pretty apparent that Yorick was going to beat him in lane. I think Apprehend's available on cooldown very, very shortly. Would have been. So they pretty much said, you know what, let Shushay farm the jungle. He's picked up that Heart of Gold to balance out the loss of farm. And let him set up ganks. You know, Apprehend plus the, you know, the Noxian Guillotine that of course resets on cooldown. And I think it was proven there, if you pick up the kill, or the kill happens within 0.5 seconds of the Guillotine landing, it still resets the cooldown. And Shushay, who was looking like he was struggling, is now 1-1-2. And the bonus gold from the assist almost making up for the lost farm.
Yeah, I think it's actually a really good idea to put Cyanide up top, because Shen isn't the fastest jungler anyway, and he can ult in for ganks as well, so they can make it a way better position for themselves. And actually they're going to be pushing mid now. They might be taking the second tower here, and this is classic M5. What they always did was they'd gank a lane, so they'd gank. Let's just give an example. They'd gank top lane, then the top laner would join the jungler and go mid. They'd gank that lane and take the tower, and then they'd go bot lane and take the tower, and they've taken 3 towers within a minute. And that's classic Fnatic, and they are doing that right now. They are going to be ganking in the middle. Overpower is going to get apprehended, and the wall of pain is going to go down, and he is going to go down right before teleport.
Slam dunk, bringing it home. Shushay picks up another kill.
So right now, oh wow, great. Duskbringer is going to stop them from pushing down the tower, but they will probably be doing that later on anyway. Dota Pro is going to be arrowing Lamia, but here comes Cyanide. Cyanide is not going to be close enough though because of that stun. Great arrow there at the edge of his mana.
Look at Shushay coming in on the minimap. He has Noxian Guillotine, he has Apprehend, the taunt comes and he pulls both of them. Decimate manages to land. Now the collateral damage. Does Shushay have flash? No flash is available. If Cyanide can land a taunt, somebody will die. They do go down to the buckshot instead, so I think Guillotine is still available. Yes, it is. Apprehend should be back in 2 seconds. 1 second. Wow, the damage over time. Just almost enough to pick up the kill. I didn't actually see if that was another buckshot, but wow, wow, wow. What a great play there. And really nicely done from Dota Pro. Could see the Shen ultimate coming in. So she threw the Ash arrow. That stunned up Lamia. And of course, because, oh, this is so scary. There goes Apprehend. Decimate. One more auto attack. Slam dunk. Oh, it was on cooldown, unfortunately.
Ah.
Fnatic.
Slam dunk.
So well played. 4-0-0 Lamia. 2-1-5 Shushay. From giving up first blood and making us very, very panicky. Now they just seem to be running away with it.
Shushay is on fire. Holy crap. He's just winning the game at the moment. He's 2-1-5. He is in every single kill in the game. He was a part of every single kill in the game.
Yeah.
Even the one of the other team.
Yeah, so true. He was the first one to go down, so being involved in all 8 kills that this game has featured. And I really like the playstyle. Graves has already finished his Infinity Edge. Berserker's Greaves down that single Doran's Blade. Now we're going to see Noxious Guillotine. Or is it Noxian or Noxian? Yeah, we go. Noxian Guillotine. It is available. It is on cooldown. 190 true damage. And for each stack of Hemorrhage, it deals an additional 20%. It hits so hard. The Janna ultimates are going to be key when we get these team fights. Now that the towers are starting to fall 1-to-1 and teams are going to start roaming together, if Janna can time her Monsoon correctly, it may be enough to push Darius back and try focus him down and pick up a kill.
So right now, I might change my opinion. I think Darius is doing really well in this game. But I'm not sure if other teams will be able to pull it off. The thing about Darius is that, like, I don't like about him, and that I've seen on SOTL, on State of the League, that other people don't like about him, namely a few pros. It's that it's a bit of a hit or miss. Either you do really well, or you fail completely.
Yeah, he's a snowball champion. Much like Fiora, when Fiora was released in that top lane, we are going to see another kill going down. There goes the slam dunk. It was actually enough. I think I heard a wish coming out from Felox as well. I think he wanted an assist on that one. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't going to happen. Now, 760's been caught out of position. He is going to flash away. Wall of Pain does land erotic. He's going to flash forward. One more buckshot. He's going to pick up the damage. Decimate. Is Apprehend available? That is the question. Is Shushay going to be able to land Apprehend and catch somebody? Requiem is going to be enough to actually pick up the kill, though. So, nicely done from Xpeke, knowing how much damage he can get away with. Rod of Ages and the Needlessly Large Rod already completed at 17 minutes. And Fnatic just nom nom nom. There's not a lot more to say than that, other than, you know.
Nom nom nom
nom nom nom. Gold-wise, take a look at Darius and take a look at Yorick. Compliments of the map.
70 minute 30. Okay.
Well, they can afford to. I mean, you know, Xpeke is, you know, on Karthus, he's got a lot of ability power. He's got the Magic Wall, which I believe reduces MR. I'm not 100% certain on that one, though. And the single target damage from those layer wastes, it's just going to melt the DPS. And you have to point out, 176 CS on Xpeke to the 149 on Overpower. Lamia currently sitting 131 CS to the 115 of Ash. He has 5 kills and 1 assist. Currently sitting, how much gold is in the bank? 1,200 gold on Lamia and 2,300 gold on Shushay. I think game number 1, Fnatic victory.
I don't know. I mean, Acer could still win theoretically, but their gimmick, like, they had a gimmick. Their gimmick was that they, from level 6 to around, like, 25 minutes or something before the actual team fights happen, in that late laning phase, they would be able to, like, gank really well, but it didn't work out because Fnatic knew that, and they actually went for a very early dragon and put Shushay on ganking, and I don't know, they couldn't keep it in the laning phase, and the laning phase is where they shine. The late laning phase was what Acer was about.
Great play there from Acer. They did manage to pick up the dragon. And oh, the smoke grenade is going to interrupt Janna there. Now we're going to see, is someone actually going to be in trouble? Drop the scoreboard. 760's trying to get away. You see the wild cards coming through from the background.
In the meantime, Sarnat is going hotshot down on top and is split pushing. Here's Shen, so he can ultimate right back into the team fight.
I think we can call that Shen style. Let's be honest. It's Shen style. Lamia is tanking the tower. We do see pressure on this bottom lane. Now Shuche may go down in the background. Decimate goes out. He's trying to run away. Eats an Ash Arrow. Destiny was used. I think Stand United was thrown onto him to keep him alive a little bit longer. And the bonus gold does go the way of Overpower, but how many ultimates were used there? Ash, Crystalline Arrow, Destiny was blown. I think Exhaust was used by Zaxxus as well. And the Ignite from Overpower. So many spells, so many summoners. And that allows Fnatic to pick up the middle tower and almost take down the second tower as well.
I think they'll push this down as soon as the next wave comes, because it's still 3 versus 4 if Acer concentrates on mid. In the meantime, Starlight is pushing bottom, going Shancel on the bottom lane.
What I like about the play as well, specifically Fnatic's playstyle, look at the damage, layaways, Defile, more than enough to actually kill 760. It reminds me of watching a Korean team. When we followed Fnatic at the OGN tournament about a month back, they struggled quite a lot against the early game aggression that the Korean teams were putting down. And watching how they're playing right now with Darius leaving the top lane, letting the jungler go up there, and then of course, you know, pushing, ganking the bot lane with a champion that really can melt anybody in the team. It's really, really well played, and it's just so reminiscent of the Korean teams, you know, Team OP and MIG, for example. He did that to great effect. So I like it. 9,000 gold difference at the 20-minute mark. 5 towers to 1. A Baron and a Dragon under the name of Fnatic. In reply, 1 tower, 1 Dragon.
If I had to give a most valuable player for this specific match, I would definitely say Sushi. Though I'm not sure. I don't think it was his call to go ganking. I think the team had it as a strategy.
Well, look at it that way. I think it's a team call. I think it's a team call because you've got 3-2-5 on Shusha. You've got 6-0-1 Lamia. You got Phelox busy chilling 0-0-8. I mean, that's a full-on, genuine, straight-up pure support. And Xpeke, so far, you know, perfect game, 2-0-5 as well. 20 CS ahead. Really, he's picked up some kills. That first kill that Fnatic picked up was just a sign of calling and communication. You know, they knew, look, let's burn it, use the Ignite, the Guillotine, the damage, and Xpeke just went, thank you very much, press R to win.
Come on, Corvus, press R. I can't remember how that song goes, otherwise I'd sing that.
Somebody was actually saying that earlier today, the Carthus R song.
But, I don't know, Sushi played it really well though. I don't know, it's probably a strategy they had in mind from the start. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because it worked perfectly against Ace's team comp. And they are just pushing up to the inhibitor tower at 22 minutes. And that's ridiculous in a competitive game, especially after seeing last game. XHCL versus Acer, which Suke could.
Watch for the apprehend.
70-something minutes?
Yeah, 71-minute game. 71-minute game. And you've got Cyanide pushing that top lane, picking up all of that farm, 142 CS to the 113 of Zaxxus. And he's going to be able to join a fight at any time. I like the fact that they have Twisted Fate up there. That's what I really like, because he's going to be able to Destiny in once Shusha ultimates, or, you know, he may decide to Destiny in and pick a fight. But look at the damage from that Decimate, onto Dota Pro. The sustain that's coming up from Felix. Now, we do see a Carthus ultimate, so this is Fnatic saying, we want your tower. Please step away and leave us alone. We have a job to do here. And very nicely done.
Very close to taking it down. With the next wave, they should be able to, most likely. Do bear in mind though that Overpower. Oh wow, there comes the Ash Arrow, and is going to stun Xpeke under the lane. And he is going to go down before he can even turn his Defile on. He's going to have it on for his passive though, but he's not going to do too much damage. And it looks like Fnatic is going to lose this team fight. Oh wow, great slam dunk. But Lamia is still going to go down. Cyanide is going to turn in.
Shusha is setting up. If he has the dunk available, there's going to be another one. Sadly, unable to cast the third slam dunk. No lifesteal. And Phelox, he's going bananas and Star Call. Toss them bananas out, girl. One more Star Call. Unfortunately, not enough to save the life. And it is a 2 for 5. The inhibitor tower is very, very low. Top level tower is very, very low as well. And the Ash Arrow made all the difference in that big team fight.
Yeah, that was a great arrow. He shot it all the way from the pool, I think, and then ran in after it. It does give a longer stun duration if you shoot it from farther away.
Sorry to interrupt. Everybody quickly head over to the chat on Own3D. Hit that chat button. There is a Reddit link that is currently being posted by HXD. Head over to that link, guys, and throw some likes, throw some thumbs up. We've got 3,500 people on the stream. I'd love to see 500 upvotes. That's what we want, and I want you guys to put them up there right now.
So, someone in chat is saying that Fnatic will win anyway. I'm not too sure, because Navi looked, or XHCL looked like they would win anyway last game, and Acer kept pulling off those team fights, and they seem to be doing that right now. If they can keep pulling off those team fights really well, they might just win this after a very long drawn out game. The thing is, Fnatic is very far pushed, and they do have an inhibitor tower almost down, and that gives so much pressure, especially this early. Super Minions will be able to 1v1 champions.
Look at that. Fnatic just take Baron Nashor completely uncontested, and in less than about 10 or so seconds, they've really got a good Baron Nashor team for this. And once again, guys, that Reddit thread, it is up on chat. Hit that chat button, throw those thumbs up, throw those likes. Let everybody know that Fnatic is taking on Team Acer, and that Shushay is 5-3-5 with Darius.
So right now it's 13-7, and they actually pulled back quite a lot of kills in that last team fight. Everyone in Fnatic, except for Shushay, has died once now, so no perfect scores for anyone. And the gold difference is quite big. It is about 8k. Wow, my maths failed there for a second. But Dragon is up, and there might be some contesting going on for this. Acer is going to start it, and it looks like Fnatic isn't close enough, so they will close that gold gap by a tiny bit. But still, Fnatic is going to be pretty far ahead because of those 2 Barons, which is just a huge amount of money. It's, what is it, 1,500 gold?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 1,500 gold, and they've got 2 of those, so that's 3k already.
And of course, add to the fact that we see in the way Fnatic were playing when they were sieging that inhibitor tower. They were literally tanking the tower hits, poking, then falling back. Tanking the tower hits, poking. And they can do that so much more effectively with the regen that Baron buff gives them. So if they decide to play that same game for the next 4 minutes, it's going to cost an inhibitor unless Acer get another very, very good engagement. And it looks like they might be caught with their pants down because Fnatic are pushing very quickly. Are they going to commit? That's going to be the tower before Acer are even in range.
So right now they have the inhibitor tower down, and they could be going for the inhibitor itself very soon. I think they have to kind of get a team fight going before they do that though, or they have to at least poke down Acer to very low, so they have to go back to the Summoner School. There comes the Wall of Pain now, and they might initiate on this. Ooh, every hand almost hits, but there is a flash from Ofa. Ofa is going to be just fine.
With the creep wave on the bottom line, Cyanide pushes up. He doesn't want to stay on the tower though, because it could cost quite a bit of damage. The Wall of Pain lands. Buckshot and collateral damage. Now the Requiem may be enough to pick it up, and it does. I cannot get over how effective that buckshot and collateral damage was. That was a straight up point blank. And actually, you know what? I'm going to rewind that because that deserves it. So let's keep a very close eye. I'm going to be watching. So they've moved for this inhibitor. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. And here it comes. Keep a very close on Overpire's life. There's the buckshot. There's the collateral damage plus a crit for 595 damage. GG no re. We'll see you again. On directed camera, just catching up now. Do Fnatic push down this Nexus tower. Turn over to the bottom lane inhibitor. No engagement coming out. A Duskbringer does land. A little bit slower once again. Shusha, he's just looking. He wants that apprehend. He wants to catch somebody and melt them. Moving forward, buckshot plus the crit once again from Lamia in that top corner of your screen. This taunt does land. He's going to be able to pull somebody back, and I think Fnatic, they're just going to drive home this victory in the last few seconds of the game.
Wow, that
Decimate, slam dunk. Shushay is going to look for another one. That should be available. Slam dunk. Is it available? It is available on cooldown. Come on, Shushay, give us a 3 for 3. Taunt lands. Give me a slam dunk. That is a lot of fun to watch. Shushay, 3 slam dunks in a row. And once again, rocking out 7-3-6. C-Zone, what more can we add?
I don't know. I'm so surprised. This is such a contrast to the last game, which lasted 71 minutes. That was really